Hello friends, welcome back to this part 2 of session 23 of the book Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis, and we have been talking about various actions. And in part 1 of this session we talked about many roots, uh, and today we are going to talk about, I guess, 3 or 4 more roots and the related words. And let us start. So our next root is dict, that is to say something. Okay, or something related to speech is dict. We have so many words from here or from this root. One is benediction. Now bene, as you see earlier, it was something good, and diction is saying something, okay, or speech. So earlier we had malediction. Now malediction was a curse. Now benediction is a blessing. Okay, so malediction was something like a curse, okay, or something said bad about you, and benediction is something said good about you. Okay, so it's a blessing. So blessing from a priest is called his benediction. Now in dictator also you have this root dict, that is to say something. So the meaning is something like dictators will always dictate so many things to you, and you won't have any options to, or you won't have any choice either to accept their orders or to deny their orders. So all the time you have to simply say yes to their commands. Okay, so dictators dictate a lot, and to dictate is to say something or to give order. Okay, so dictator. So we have had many dictators. We had many dictators in our history, like Stalin, Joseph Stalin, Hitler, and Mao. So they were called dictators. Okay, and they all had dictatorship. Now something is called dictation also. Now all of you must have experienced in your childhood when you were uh, given dictation by your teacher, and whatever your teacher spoke you had to write those things into your or in your notebook. So that was the act of dictation. Okay, so dictation writing is whatever is being spoken, you have to write that. So here also we have this root dict, that is something which has been said. Now few more words from dict. One is very common, which is called addiction. Now addiction you probably know very well. When you are uh, in the bondage of some habit, that is called addiction. And let us see this word from its root, and it will give you some very profound insight about various kinds of addictions also. Okay, so add is something like saying yes or okay, so it's a positive thing. And dict is to say. So what is the idea behind that? If you have any addiction, okay, addiction of any uh, let's say alcohol or video game or any kind of drugs, I guess, or smartphone or cigarette or injections, weed, alcohol, any kind of addiction is there. So what happens, you have a kind of compulsion to have that. Okay, you are normally living, but all of a sudden in your psyche, in your mind, there arises an urge. Okay, so from inside you feel like you have to do that particular thing once again. Okay, so this is called your urge. And what happens in addiction, probably you know that you should not do that, but you cannot say no to your urge. Okay, so on the other hand, what happens whenever any urge is there and which you know that it's something harmful, and still you don't say no. So what you say? You say yes to your addicted urge. So that is why we have this root addiction. We say yes and we cannot say no to our urge which arises in our mind or body. Okay, so when you can't say no to your urge, then you can say that you are addicted. Okay, or addicted of saying yes to your habits, wrong habits, bad habits. Now there is something called dictum. Here also you have this root dict, or something which is said. Now dictum is simply a phrase or a sentence of wisdom which has been there in the society for a very long time. Okay, so you know this idea, like in Hindi what we say kahavat. Okay, so any piece of wisdom which has been said by our ancient people, and that is called, and this is generally true also, so that is called a dictum. Like honesty is the best policy. Okay, distance leads to enchantment. Okay, enchantment is attraction, so something which is at distance, that is attracting or that enchants you. Honesty is the best policy. So these are the small dictums which are useful for living a good life. Okay, so dictum is also something which has been said by the generations. Okay, now there is something called diction which has to be separated, and this is a linguistic term. So diction means it's related to language. Okay, and it's a positive term. Okay, so diction means that your two things, in fact, your pronunciation is very sharp, and it's very good. Okay, so when you have apt pronunciation, when you have crystal clear pronunciation, that is called your diction. And you have one more thing from diction, is the use of your, or use or choice of words. So in your speech or in your writing, the way you choose among different options of words, that is called your diction. Okay, so pronunciation and choice of words is called, or the good pronunciation or good use of or choice of words is called diction. Okay, and in fact we, whatever the word that we have dictionary, so the book that teaches you diction, the art of pronunciation and the art of choosing the right words, because dictionary is gonna give you the clear meaning of different words. Okay, so the book that teaches you diction is called a dictionary. For example, Collins English Dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary. Okay, so that was diction or dict. Now volo is there another root which means feelings, right? So we have done benevolent. Benevolent is a person with good feelings. Here also we have volo. We have done malevolent. So malevolent is the person with bad feeling. And something there is called voluntary and involuntary. So voluntary is something which is done with your feeling or consent or will. Okay, so here volo means will. Okay, so those things are voluntary. Okay, with your choice, with your free will, those things are called voluntary. And those things which do not happen with your will or choice, that is called involuntary things or actions. So for example, like your breath or your digestion or your heartbeat. So you can't say to your stomach that now you should stop digesting food. So it's something inbuilt. So many actions are there which are involuntary actions. On the other hand, like exercising, studying English, so these are voluntary actions. So you have a choice there. Okay, so voluntary and involuntary. And volition means choice or will or wish. So those things which happen in accordance with your volition, they are voluntary, and those who do not happen, those things which do not happen with the or in accordance with your volition, they are involuntary. Okay. uh, there's a word volunteer, and probably you all know this word, and perhaps you have at least once in your life have been volunteer also somewhere in any particular event or function or any particular party. Okay, so what happens, or any particular organization also, in fact. So if you are a volunteer, so what happens, you, with your volition or with your will, you want to participate into that event. Okay, so volunteers generally participate or be a part of that organization with choice and probably without much demand. Okay, so they are always ready and they always say yes to any work of any organization of which they are volunteer. Okay, so we have this volunteer also, and here also we have this root volo. Okay, because you become volunteer out of your feelings, out of your will, out of your choice, or out of your volition. So volition is choice. So volo, as you can guess, it turns into our word will also, and then from will we have different other words. Okay, so will is wish or choice, and in fact the very word will is also coming from volo. Okay, it is what you wish also, and in legal terms also, will is what you write, or it's a document in which you describe what will happen to your property when you are passed away. Okay, so that is called will. Willpower we have. Okay, so here also we have this root volo. Okay, William word you have. So William, in this word also we have will or volo. Okay, so the one who has something like good feelings. So helm is like the one who has good, or the one who wards off, or the one who removes the bad feelings. So William. Okay, now there's one word or one phrase from Latin which is being used in English also these days, Deo volente. Now Deo is something like God, and volente is will. So if you are talking about something, any particular event or possibility, and if you say Deo volente, then what you are saying, if God wills. Okay, so in many languages you have this or equivalent expressions, such as in Arabic you have insha Allah. Okay, or if God wills, or with the will of God. And in Hindi also you can say agar Bhagwan ne chaha to, something like that. Okay, so Deo volente you can also say, and it's from Latin language. So Deo is God and volente is God's will. Okay, so we have our next root which is called plaque, and plaque is to please somebody or to appease somebody. Okay, when somebody is angry, what we do, we appease them, we try to uh, soothe or pacify their anger. So what we are doing, we are appeasing. Okay, so all these words you will have in the root plaque. Now there is something called placid. Now placid simply means something which is very calm. Okay, which is undisturbed is called placid. Like placid environment, placid lakes are called placid. Okay, so this picture you can see which is of the Nainital lake. So this lake is very placid. Okay, it doesn't have waves and its water is not turbulent, it's very calm and peaceful. So placid is very calm and peaceful. So placid, peace, pacific, all these words they have this root plaque. So in fact we have this Pacific Ocean. Now Pacific Ocean is called Pacific because it is very peaceful or it is very pacified. Okay, and in Hindi also we call it Prashant Mahasagar. Okay, so it's very calm or it's very pacific, right? Now some other words also we have from black, like pleasant. Okay, so here also we have this black. So pleasant is something which we feel like very peaceful or very calming. So that is pleasant, pleasurable. Okay, there's something which is called placebo effect. This also comes from our root plaque. Okay, now what is a placebo effect? So literally it means soothing effect. Okay, what is soothing effect? Like it has been used in the context of medicines. Okay, in fact a false medicine. So let's say that if somebody has an imaginary illness, that he is having a cancer, let's say, okay, and this is just imaginary. He doesn't have a cancer or she doesn't have a cancer, but she thinks that there is cancer in her body. So what happens to the imaginary disease? Doctors give some imaginary medicine also. So you see in the picture this person is eating a toffee, but he or she thinks that it's a medicine. So what happens, if you think that it's a medicine, it will work accordingly. So after taking the medicine, the disease is gone. Okay, so that is called placebo effect, which is a kind of pseudo effect, which is not there actually, but it actually works. So something like that is called placebo effect. Okay, which is not true, but you think that it is true, so it works. Okay, so this is the meaning of placebo effect. Now we come to our main word which is there in the book, placable and implacable. Now having seen plaque from many angles, now placable refers to a person and implacable also. So let's say if you are angry or if you are upset about something and you are disturbed, So if you are placable, then you can be easily appeased. Okay, you can be easily calmed, you can be easily pacified. Okay, so somebody will approach you and possibly say sorry, or possibly give some rational justification, and then you will just move on and you will forget about the grudge or the problem. So what kind of person you are? Then you are placable. Okay, so it's also a positive term. And if you are on the other hand implacable, then whatever happens, you will remain upset or you will remain angry or disturbed with the with that particular incident. Okay, so if you don't listen to anybody, or if you don't listen to any justification, people have been saying sorry, you don't listen to them, and you are adamant on your position, and you are still angry, then you are implacable. Okay, and the act of appeasing somebody is called placating. Okay, so once again let me explain. If somebody is angry, what you will do, you will try to placate that person. Okay, when you say things like I'm sorry, or you give so many justifications, you maybe start serving that person. So what you are doing, you are placating that person. If that person accepts your behavior or forgets about the problem, then that person is placable. And if that person does not does not forget about the problem or does not listen to you, then that person is implacable. Okay, so the question remains, what kind of people are or person are you? Are you placable or implacable? It's up to you. Okay, now another very common and interesting word is there, which is called complacent. Now probably you know the meaning, but let me discuss the roots which are there. Com is with, and placent is like with peace or without any tension. So complacency is a problem with many people. Let's say if they achieve something, then they do not want to make further progress. So they are very peaceful with their little achievements. That is one meaning. And what happens when you are complacent? Then you say that when the actual danger or when the actual work is there, then only I will start doing things. Okay, so students often experience this complacency, like they don't study all the year, and when only the exams are approaching, they are very near, then only they become active and start working. Okay, so all throughout the year they have been complacent, or they were the victim of complacency. So now in the picture you can see that this person is sitting on a chair which is on the railway track, and probably he thinks that the train is far away, or when the train is very close, only then I will take action. So it's something a foolish act. It's not wise to sit there and wait for something to happen. So similarly, complacency is a very negative and highly bad thing. Okay? It's a bad habit to be complacent. Okay, so literally what is happening there, you are with peace, or with in fact too much peace, which should not be there, right? So complacency without any worry, without any tension, so that is also a unfruitful situation. So in fact in case of COVID-19 also, people have been quite complacent. Okay, so in Hindi people they say that जब होगा तब देखा जाएगा, something like that. Okay, so what they are being, or what they are doing, they are being complacent. Okay, they are not taking enough measures against the virus. Okay, they are being complacent, lazy, or too comfortable with the situation. So we have our last root, which is dono, and this simply means to give. And in Hindi or Sanskrit also we have this root da or dan, which is to give. And we have so many words in English language also from this root, like donation, donor, or donate. So let's take the example of blood donation. So the act is called donation, the giver is called donor, and the act once again is called to donate. Okay, noun is donation. Okay, there is one interesting word which is called pardon. So pardon is simply to forgive somebody, but let us analyze its root. So par we have done is something like level, and done is to do. So when you pardon somebody, what you do, you bring that person to his normal level. Okay, so let's say if some person has betrayed you or broken your trust or faith, and what happens, that person goes down the level. Okay, or his dignity or prestige is lowered. Okay, so he's standing somewhere here, and then probably saying you sorry. Okay, then what you do, when you pardon that person, you bring that person once again to his original level. Okay, so what you are doing, you are doing, or you are bringing him to the par. So when you pardon somebody, so from that lower level you are bringing that person to the par level. Okay, so you are forgiving. Okay, when somebody apologizes for his or her mistake, then what you do, you pardon that person. Okay, now our interesting word is there, condone, where we have this root dono. Now condone is to support something bad, support something bad. Okay, so on is together and dono is to do, or with, on is with. So what happens when you condone somebody, so you know that that person has done something wrong, but still probably you are silent about that, you don't say a word to that person. So what you are doing, you are condoning that person. So let's say like parents are often accused of condoning their children. Okay, so parents will see that their children are doing something wrong, but out of love or affection or maybe emotional bondage, they will not utter a single word against them sometimes. Okay, not always. So what they are doing, they are condoning, and it is advised to parents that they should not condone the bad actions of their children. Okay, so parents can also condone somebody, a person can condone somebody else, government also sometimes condones certain crimes. Okay, so if you are lenient about punishing some criminals, what you are doing, you are condoning them. Officials also can condone. Okay, like traffic police officers, so if they are not punishing the people who have, who are drinking and driving, let's say, so what they are doing, they are condoning their offense, they are condoning their behavior, and in the future it can be a great problem. Okay, it can be a very serious and grave problem. So they also condone sometimes. So condoning is also something what people do, and it should be avoided. Okay, so what you are doing? You are doing with them something. Okay, or you are giving them support, a kind of support that maybe silently or actively, that okay, do it, you won't be harmed. Okay, so condoning. So in Hindi, we, or in Urdu, in fact, we call it shah dena kisi ko. Okay, to support or to provide shelter to somebody, and you know that that particular thing is wrong. Okay, so that is the act of condoning somebody. And in fact, this is very interesting that if you see, dono becomes our main verb to do, or simply do. So all the verb forms from do, did, done, having done, all those things, they come from dono, because dono is to give or to do something. And rend is another word. Rend is to give. Once again, simply rend means to give something. Okay, vend or vendor, we have vend is to give and the vendor is the giver. So we have the picture, you can see that these people are called street vendors. Okay, they are not the manufacturers, but they buy things or the artifacts from the factories and then they give those things to you. Okay, or sell to the people. So they are street vendors, they are givers. Data also comes from dono or do. So data or datum, which is a singular, datum is singular and data is plural. So this is also what is given to you. Okay, data is given, it's a given fact. Doses, okay, though doses is also given, or should be taken in, like the doses of medicine. Okay, now dowry also has this root dono, which is to give. So all these, money, cash, gold items, ornaments, vehicle, everything, these things are given from one party to another party. That is why we have dowry. Okay, so we have so many other words from do directly and indirectly from dono, which is to give. Okay, so with this we complete our session number 23 and it's part 2. And I think we have now completed all the sessions from uh, 19 to 23. In fact, we started from 20, 21, 22, and today last part or the second part of the session 23. Okay, so now you have the exercises at the end of this session 23, and that will be a quite comprehensive and big exercise. It will have questions from all these previous sessions. Okay, 19, 20, 21 and 22, and also from 23. So take your time and do these exercises. And if you remember, we had skipped session 19, but now if you go back to session 19, we have covered all the words. Okay, so the words which are there in 19, they once again reappear in the subsequent sessions. So we have done them. So what you can do the exercises of session 19 also, and then of 23, and then the comprehensive exercise which is based on all these 4 or 5 sessions. Okay, so I think you have a lot of work to do. Then revise all these sessions and this one also. And if you have any problem or any question or query, then you can comment here also, or you can message me also personally. And once again, thank you for being with me or watching this video. and thank you once again to all of you. Bye bye.